In this video, I'll be answering the evaluation question of how did you use media technologies in the research, planning, construction, and evaluation stages. When researching for my music video, I used the website SurveyMonkey to get an idea of what kind of audience my video would be aimed at, asking them questions about their age and what kind of music they liked, as I was planning to make a video for the 1980 art rock song It's No Game Part 1 by David Bowie. When I was planning for my music video, I used the internet to contact establishments such as the Corby Council and Orion Business Centres in Stamford to ask about the possibility of filming there. This was successful as both establishments permitted me to film, and I would not have been able to contact them as easily if their email addresses were not available online. When planning for scenes involving multiple actors, I created group chats on Facebook for those interested in being involved. This enabled me to keep everyone up to date with arrangements and developments, and that everyone was on the same page, and also they could drop out if they had to. Others could also be added to the chat to fill their role if anyone dropped out, and I'm happy with this use of social media technology, as without it I don't think I would have been able to arrange actors with as much success. When shooting the music video, I used a Samsung Galaxy S7 smartphone for all shots, taking advantage of the color settings in the Pro mode of the camera software to create a color coding for the music video, divided into warm orange shots and colder blue shots. Without this Pro mode, I would not have been able to create a music video as visually interesting on the go. Instead, I would have had to resort to post-production color correction, something I'm not a fan of. I'm satisfied that the dynamic color adjustments afforded to me by Samsung's Pro mode for their camera for the Galaxy S7 enabled me to create a striking visual style before I'd even hit record. Tripods are important for stable filming, however only half a dozen or so shots in my music video were filmed with the aid of a conventional tripod, as I only acquired one quite late into the production stage. Instead, I purchased a GorillaPod with a smartphone grip. The GorillaPod allowed me to wrap the tripod around objects, allowing for stable visuals in shots where the camera rotates, as well as letting me adjust the legs to produce unconventional angles that would be more difficult with a standard tripod. My GorillaPod also had magnetic feet, but this feature only ended up being used for very few shots. The GorillaPod enabled me to shoot at extremely low angles, as well as letting me hold the legs together so that I could move it around like a microphone, giving the freedom of a handheld shot, but with the added stability of the camera being at the end of a tripod. Without the use of the new media technology, there would be fewer unconventional angles in my music video, and I feel the quality would suffer for it. When creating the newspaper prop for my music video, I used the internet to track down the exact cover of the Daily Telegraph newspaper that was used in the shot where the politician's wife throws a newspaper to him in the morning. That one being the May 11, 2016 copy. The only version of it online was not in the highest quality, and so I used Adobe Fireworks to add a high-resolution logo to the cover. I then had to add my own stories and photographs to the cover. They needed to be of the politician and the assassin's father. So I took a variety of pictures of myself in a stately politician pose, trying to keep a somewhat smug grin so that the newspaper could use the photograph against the politician, seeing as he has caused the death of an innocent man. Taking a variety of pictures, I settled on this one to use on the cover. I wanted to contrast it with the happy and sympathetic appearance of the hostage who had been killed. To do this, I took a variety of pictures of my father in much the same way until I found the perfect one to use, which ended up being this one. I then cropped these photographs and added them to the cover of the newspaper, incorporating stories that I'd written myself containing Easter eggs that explain aspects of the story, such as the explanation for the security guards in the final shot not arriving to the scene on time, and the availability of weapons in the era. I also bolded the word father in the opening sentence of the news story, as then the audience, if they looked at it, would connect his character with being a father, the father of the assassin, and they would take on the role of father as being his primary role. I then used Fireworks to adjust the saturation of the image to match the faded colour of the actual newspaper copy used. I measured the dimensions of real newspapers folded in the same way as the Daily Telegraph prop was folded in the shot, and I experimented on Microsoft Word to adjust the size of the image so that when it was printed out it would have the same proportions as the actual cover. Another technology I used to print the cover was an A3 printer, which allowed me to print at a size that would allow me to fold the paper around and attach it to a real newspaper in a realistic manner. I then folded the paper around a newspaper and used sellotape to attach it. I feel that I created a realistic facsimile of a newspaper, and if it were not for the internet, Adobe Fireworks, Microsoft Word, and an A3 printer, I would not have been able to produce a newspaper prop that could flow seamlessly from a shot of an actual newspaper, giving the effect that they are both the same newspaper. I edited the footage I recorded using Final Cut Pro X editing software on an Apple iMac computer. Thanks to this software, I was able to synchronize footage with music, cut shots together, change the speed of footage, incorporate cuts to black, and occasional use of transitions such as fades. Final Cut Pro X was integral to the assembly of my music video and made it easy to make quick adjustments when editing, thanks to the fast processing speed of the iMac. In the evaluation stage, I've used the online presentation software Prezi to illustrate how effective my ancillary texts are in combination with my music video. And this video has been created with Final Cut Pro X, much like the music video. The images that you see have been taken from the internet, and the music that you are hearing is royalty-free music that I've taken from the internet site Bensound. These media technologies have all enabled me to create much more engaging evaluation responses than through standard PowerPoints or essays. In addition, the only reason that you can hear me right now is because I'm recording my voice using my phone's voice recording software. This means that the video doesn't have to be a boring series of text slides. You can hear me explain my use of technologies until the video ends, which is now. Thank you very much for listening.